Hello students, here in this video we are going to talk about the another kind of connective tissue, and that is fibrous connective tissue, and they are also called as dense regular connective tissue. So what are these fibrous connective tissue? Fibrous connective tissues are characterized by the ordered and densely packed collections of fibers and cells. Fibrous connective tissues are the tissue that are having lots of fibers and the cells. Okay, it is the principal component of tendons and ligaments. Two kind of fibrous connective tissues are there. One is known as tendon and another is known as ligament. One by one we will discuss about the tendon and ligament. So you have to remember this, that fibrous connective tissues are densely packed. They are densely packed with the fibers and cells. So first of all we will discuss about the tendons. So tendons are the dense fiber connective tissue with great strength and flexibility. Okay, and it contains thick parallel bundles of collagen fibers. Which kind of fiber is present in the tendon? Collagen fiber present in the matrix. It has cord like a strong inelastic structure and it connects the muscles to the bones. Tendons are responsible to connect the muscles with the bones. Another kind of fibrous connective tissue is ligament, and this is also a dense fibrous connective tissue. Its ground substance or matrix is densely crowded with the yellow elastin fibers and branched in different directions. There in case of tendon you saw that the fibers which are present in the tendons, they are collagen fiber, but here in the case of ligaments there is the fiber which is known as elastin fiber, and a few elongated flat cells known as fibroblasts lie scattered between the fibers. In between the fibers there are elongated flat cells found, and that cells are called fibroblast. The ligament connects the bones at the joints and hold them in position, thus helps to move and rotate our neck, limbs, fingers, etc. comfortably. Ligaments have the work to connect the bones. Okay, more than one bones are connected with the help of ligaments, and thus they help in the positioning of the bones, and hence they provide the movement comfortably. And now we will compare the tendon and ligament. Here you can see that tendons are thick, tough and non-elastic connective tissue, but the ligaments are strong and elastic connective tissue. Okay, it has no elasticity, but ligaments have the elasticity. It connects the muscles to bone, while ligaments connects two bones together. Okay, and tendons formed of white fibrous tissue called as collagen fiber, and here ligaments are formed of yellow elastin fibrous tissue. Here in case of tendons collagen fibers are found, but in case of ligaments elastin fibers are found, which are in the color of yellow. Now tendons help in the movement of bones and ligaments limits the movement of the bones. So this is the comparison between the tendons and ligaments. Another kind of connective tissue, and which is areolar connective tissue and adipose connective tissue. So first of all we will discuss about the areolar connective tissue. They are also known as loose fibrous connective tissue or spongy fibrous tissue. The areolar connective tissues are the simplest and most widely distributed connective tissue in the body. They are found in lot of amount in the body, and they are very widely distributed. They are found almost everywhere, and it consists of a transparent jelly-like sticky matrix having different types of cells and fibers with lots of myosin. The matrix of the areolar tissue is jelly-like, transparent and sticky, in which the different kind of cells are found, and as well as the fibers are also found. And matrix consists of two types of fibers, white collagen fibers and yellow elastin fibers. White collagen fibers and yellow elastin fibers are found in the areolar connective tissue. Now it consists of large irregular cells like fibroblast. They are also called as fibrocytes, and lymphoid cells are also found there in the matrix of areolar connective tissue. And lymphoid cells are responsible to engulf the bacteria and prevent the infections. They are the lymphoid cells, which are phagocytic in nature, and hence they kill the germs when they get. Now let's see where are the areolar tissue found in our body. So areolar tissues are the most typical type of connective tissues, very common and having a very widespread distribution. Like these tissues are found in between the skin and muscles, around blood vessels and nerves, and in the bone marrow. Okay, they are called packing tissues. Wherever the spaces are found, they are arranged there to pack the space. Now what are the functions of the areolar tissues? So the first one is it gives support to various organs, because it is the packing tissue. It fill up the space around the organs, so it gives support to the various organs. It acts as a packing material between various structure of the body. So it packs the space around the organs and between the part of the organs, and act as a packing material. It also repairs the injured tissues with the help of fibroblasts. So there is another important function of the areolar tissue, that it repairs the injured tissues. Okay, wherever they are present, if any injury will be formed, so this tissue, the cells which are present in the areolar tissue, they will repair the injured tissues. Okay, they defend the body against bacteria, microorganism and other foreign bodies. The lymphoid cells which are present in the areolar tissue, they are phagocytic in nature, and they kill the bacteria, microorganism and foreign bodies. So they help in the defense of the body against the infection. Now we will talk about another kind of connective tissue, and this is adipose tissue. It is a modified form of connective tissue. Very little fibers are present in the adipose tissue. The matrix of adipose tissue is packed with the large spherical or oval fat cells. That cells are called adipocytes. In the matrix of adipose tissue, the cells which are found there, they are called adipocytes. They are very, very large, spherical or oval, and they are also called as fat cells. What do they do? The adipocytes store fat in the form of a large fat globule, which squeeze the cytoplasm to the periphery and nucleus to the one side. Adipocytes contain fat in the form of fat globule. Because of the presence of the fat globule in the center of the cell, the nucleus and the cytoplasm, they get aside at the periphery in the cell. So what is the occurrence of the adipose tissue? The occurrence of adipose tissue is like this. Beneath the skin, okay, under the skin, the adipose tissues are found. Around the kidneys, the adipose tissue is present. In bone marrow, adipose tissue is also present in the bone marrow. The blubber in the whales and hump in the camels are formed of adipose tissue. As you know, there is a thick layer of fat found in the whale's body, that is called blubber, which act as insulator. So that blubber is also made up of adipose tissue. And the camel's hump, the hump of camel is also made up of adipose tissue, which store the fat which store the fat in it, hence it stores the energy. Now we will talk about the functions. What are the functions of the adipose tissue? So it forms soft elastic pad between organs and parts. Adipose tissue make a pads like structure between the organs and parts, and hence they provide support. It maintains the kidney its position and eyeball in the bony orbit, and forms shock absorbing cushions around both. Around the kidney and around the eyeball, the adipose tissues are found, which act as a shock absorbing cushion, which you can say they protect the eyeball and kidney from the any shock and any kind of damage. Here in sole of foot, in the palm and beneath the skin, the adipose tissue act as a shock absorber. Okay, now it stores fat and gives shape to the body and limbs, and prevents the loss of body heat, act as an insulating blanket and regulate the body temperature. The layer of the adipose tissue act as an insulator, and hence they prevent the loss of heat from the body and regulate the body temperature. So this is about the main functions of the adipose tissue. Now we will discuss about some important questions from chapter 2 tissues, where we will discuss about the question and we will find out the answers. So the first kind of questions are name the following, and the first question is tissue that stores fat in the body. Okay, you have to write the name of the tissue which store fat in our body. So what will be the answer? The answer will be adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is the tissue which is responsible to stores fat in our body. Okay. Second question is the tissue responsible for movement in the body. Okay. So we had discussed that the tissue which is responsible for the movement in the animal's body is muscular tissue. What will you write? Muscular tissue. The answer is muscular tissue. Now the next question is tissue which connects muscles to bone. Okay, you have to write the name of tissue which is responsible to connect the muscles and bone. Okay, so the name of this tissue is tendon. The answer is tendon. Okay, now the next question number 4 is asking the types of simple tissue found in the plants. Okay, so as you know, there are 3 kind of simple permanent tissue in the plant's body. What are these? These are parenchyma, collenchyma and the sclerenchyma. Okay, there are 3 simple permanent tissues found in the plant's body. Okay, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Now the next question is tissue that transport food in plants. Okay, you know that in the plants there are 2 kind of transport tissues, and that are xylem and phloem. Okay, so which tissue is responsible to transport the food? What will be the answer? The answer will be phloem. Okay, phloem is the conducting tissue found in the plants, which is the complex permanent tissue, and it is responsible to transport the food in the plant's body. Now the next question is which tissue make the husk of coconut? Okay, the outermost covering of the coconut fruit is known as husk, and this husk is made up of the tissue known as sclerenchyma. So the answer is sclerenchyma. Okay, the husk of coconut is made up of sclerenchyma. Now the next question is, what are the constituents of phloem? Okay, as you know, the phloem is complex permanent tissue, and as you know, the complex permanent tissue is the tissue which is made up of more than one kind of cells. Okay, so in phloems there are four kind of cells. Okay. So what are these? These are phloem parenchyma, phloem fiber, companion cells, and the most important, that is sieve tube. Okay. Now the next question is, what is the function of areolar tissue? Okay, this is a kind of animal tissue. Okay, and the function of areolar tissue is fill the space inside the organs. Fill the space inside the organ. Okay, it fills the space between the organs and it supports the internal organs. What does it do? It supports the internal organ. Okay, and it helps in the repairment of the tissue. Repair the tissue. Okay. Now the next question is kinds of tissue that forms the inner lining of blood vessels. Okay, you have to write the name of the tissues which are responsible to make the inner lining of blood vessels. So what is the answer? The answer is epithelial tissue. Okay. Next question is, name the fluid connective tissue in our body. So as you know, there are two kind of fluid connective tissue found in our body. The first one is blood and the second one is lymph. So the answer is blood and lymph. Now the next question is, where is apical meristem found? You have to write the location of the apical meristem in the plant's body. So where are they found? They are found at the root apex and shoot apex. Okay, and they are responsible for the longitudinal growth in the plant's body. That's why they are found on the tip of the root and shoot, and which is called root apex and shoot apex. Okay, now the next question is, give three features of cardiac muscles. Okay, as you know, the cardiac muscles are only found in heart. Okay, they are exclusively found in the heart, and what you have to write the three features of cardiac muscles. So what are these three features? The first one is the cardiac muscles are involuntary. Okay, they work on by their own, and we cannot control the function of cardiac muscles. Second feature is that they are branched. Okay, they are branched. And the third feature is that they are striated. They have dark and light bands. Okay, these are the three main features of cardiac muscles. Now the next question is, define tissue. You have to write the definition of tissue. So what will you write? You have to write that the tissue is the group of cells which are similar. Okay, group of cells which are similar and perform the same function. Okay, means you can say that group of similar cells perform the same function is known as tissue. Now the next is, identify the type of tissue in the following organs. Okay, you have to write the name of tissue which is found in the following organs. So first one is skin. In skin, which kind of tissue is found? So the skin has epithelial tissue. Okay, it has epithelial tissue. Which kind of epithelial tissue? Esquamous. Okay, esquamous epithelial tissue. Is found in the skin. The next is asking bark of tree. Okay, bark of tree is made up of protective tissue. It is made up of protective tissue and which is called as cork. Bone, it is made up of skeletal tissue. Okay, the tissue which is present into the bone and it is called skeletal connective tissue. Skeletal connective tissue. Lining of kidney tubules, they are cuboidal epithelial tissue. Okay, the lining of kidney tubule, the tubules, inner lining of the tubules of kidney are made up of cuboidal epithelial tissue. Vascular bundle. Okay, you have to write the name of the tissues found in the vascular bundle. These are in case of plants. Okay, these are complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue, which is xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. Now the next is brain. Okay, which kind of tissue is present in the brain? So the name of the tissue is nervous tissue. Okay, inner lining of mouth, this is also the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Okay, now the next question is which of the following tissue has dead cells? Okay, from the following options you have to find out which tissue has the dead cells. So the options are parenchyma, collenchyma, epithelial tissue and sclerenchyma. So the answer is sclerenchyma. Okay, this tissue has dead cells. Parenchyma is made up of living cells. Collenchyma is also made up of living cells. Epithelial tissue is also made up of living cells. Only the sclerenchyma here is made up of dead cells. So the answer is sclerenchyma. Next question is girth means width of the stem increases due to apical meristem or lateral meristem or intercalary meristem or vertical meristem. So as you know, this apical meristem is responsible for the length, for the growth of the length of plant's body. Okay, intercalary meristem is also responsible for the longitudinal elongation in the plant's body. Okay, vertical meristem is also responsible for the lengthwise growth. So the answer is lateral meristem. Lateral meristem is responsible for the lateral growth. Okay, the growth in the width of the stem of the plants. So the answer is lateral meristem. Okay. Next question is which muscles act involuntary? Okay. Out of these four muscles, you have to find out which muscles are involuntary. So the options are striated, smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and skeletal muscles. Okay. If you will see that the striated muscles are the voluntary muscles, they are under our will. Okay, and this skeletal muscles are also voluntary, but this cardiac muscle and this smooth muscles both are involuntary. Okay, they act automatically, they work by their own. So the answer is option third and second. Okay, this is the answer, option second. Okay, next question is cork cells are made impervious to water and gases by the presence of. Okay, by the presence of cellulose or lipid or suberin or lignin. Okay, which kind of substance present in the cork which make it impervious to the water and gases? So the answer is suberin. Due to the deposition of suberin, the cork cells become impervious for the water and gases. Next is the chlorophyll containing parenchyma tissue is called as. You have to write the name of the tissue. You have to write the name of parenchyma which consists of chlorophyll. So what is the name of that parenchyma? That parenchyma is called as chlorenchyma. Due to the presence of chlorophyll, this parenchyma is called as chlorenchyma. Now the last question is Haversian canal is found in. Okay, you have to write the name of location in which the Haversian canal is found. So this is found in the bone. Haversian canal is found in the bone of our body. So these are some important questions we had discussed. This is all for this video. Thank you.